Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Prison Architect. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm certainly excited to be jumping back in to Prison Architect. It has been a very long time since I played this game, but I've done a little bit of warming up. I put about 2 hours in on a live stream just a couple of days ago over on twitch.tv/ConflictNerd. So if you want to go check that out, I'll try and remember to link the stream video in the description. But today it is time to create a new prison. This is going to be a large prison. The warden, we choose our warden. We have the warden, the lobbyist, Rita, J.W. Periwinkle, the pacifier, and Safara Aknova. We have some choices to make. Safara will get a small cut of the resale value of each piece of contraband found, and prisoners found with contraband will be fined directly from their savings. The pacifier will reduce the overall temperature of your prison, making my inmates less likely to cause trouble. Periwinkle will give us guard dogs with a 50% chance of fully uncovering any tunnels. Rita will cut the likelihood of prisoners being stoical or fearless in half, and prisoners will be suppressed twice as quickly. The lobbyist will halve the likelihood of receiving prisoners who are violent, lethal, volatile, deadly, or fighters, and the warden is the warden. I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the idea of Rita. I kind of like the idea of the pacifier, but that seems like a way to make things very easy. So let's go with Rita. I'm going to turn the fog of war off. Although, in saying that, you know what? Bit of extra challenge. Let's have fog of war. We'll have some forests. We'll generate buildings. I'm going to turn off failure conditions just because I haven't properly played this game in a super long time. I'm going to turn gangs on. I'm going to turn staff needs on. I'm gonna say that we can maybe have escape plans, possibly. They may attempt to climb over my walls when trying to escape. I think we'll do that. We have some mutators as well. We could go for some extra challenge, such as having the danger level be maximum. We could have the good stuff, where prisoners who take drugs or alcohol will randomly gain a reputation trait, making them progressively more difficult to deal with. Acid rain will damage any prisoners outside. Volatile prisoners, you get the idea. They're needy, gang warfare, get me out of here, etc., etc. We could lighten the load and go for super guards, but I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to get contraband scanners, because what this means is metal detectors will detect all forms of contraband, but they use 5 times as much power. We could slow down game time. I don't think that's a good idea. We could say that we can never pause. I don't really want to do that. We could have it so that prisoners are never released. I don't know if I like that. And honestly, I mean, wild growth could make things quite easy for me, and the way I play the game, I kind of like the idea of that. So trees can spread and will grow faster than normal. That's going to be useful if I mess things up, but I think that's okay, and I think we are good to go. So here we are. We have some buildings right by the road as well, which is actually kind of useful. So what I think I'm going to do, what I think might be a good idea, is going straight over here, straight into grants, and let's get a basic detention center and an administration center. And over on the left, we can see what we need to do. We also have prisoners coming in. Let me change my intake and say that we only ever fill to capacity. And we're only gonna go for, let's say, medium security prisoners for the time being. So that should be fine. So at the moment, we need a holding cell, a shower, yard, kitchen, canteen, 2 guards and 2 cooks. We also need 2 offices, a warden, finance through bureaucracy, and then an accountant. We have a lot of work to do. So let's go into planning mode and let's see what we can do here. So what I'm thinking is we go up here, and we're going to sort of see what this place would have looked like when it was a full building. So obviously this layout is a little bit weird, but I want to see what it would look like. I'm kind of curious. So we'll bring this down to here, straight across. and up to there, and we'll sort of just bring this around and try and line everything up as best we can. And what I'm thinking we do is we come straight down there, and this could be some kind of useful space. This can come around the front a little bit, and that's pretty much going to be, I think, our entrance of some description. Let's go up there and just block that off. This could probably be some kind of corridor up here, honestly. So we'll see what we do with that. Now let's see. This is nice having this pre-existing building, but I'm looking at it and I'm not sure that the design is going to lend itself to anything useful. So instead, let's just go ahead and bulldoze absolutely everything in there. And that is going to be the first thing that my builders do. So we'll clear everything out, we'll start from scratch, and we'll do things a little bit differently. What I'm also going to do is immediately go into rooms, because I want to go to, let's see, search for a room, exports. And I'm going to throw exports just over there. And that's going to be kind of useful, because what I'm also going to do is say that we want to go to objects, and we want to dismantle objects. And I'm going to dismantle all of these trees. And all of those trees can actually be sold. All of the wood can be sold. The logs can be sold for money. And that's kind of why I've said that we can have rapid tree growth. So that's what's going to happen there. We'll dismantle those, move them to exports, and we'll have them sold in no time at all. So let's go back into planning. Back into planning, I'm going to clear all of that out. And what I'd like to do is get all of these walls gone and then get into the real meat and potatoes of what we're doing with the planning. So the entrance to my prison, I guess, is going to be around here. So we'll have a nice double door in the front of it, and we're actually going to double that up a little bit, just like so. So that's kind of going to be the entrance. In fact, let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's go for this sort of thing. So that's going to be our entrance. And what I want to do with that is then have like a corridor that comes down, maybe 3 there, 3 there, and let's say 15 in that direction, 15 in that direction, and straight down to the road. And what we're going to do with that is have ourselves a really nice boundary, some nice fences, some nice road gates, and all that kind of stuff. Deliveries can actually get moved up to here. So deliveries go there, and then garbage goes down here, just like so. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll actually clear all of this out and move all of our rooms around so that they're exactly where I want them to be. And then exports can go pretty much in that massive space right there. So we'll have prisoners come in. They'll get taken straight in here, straight through the doors and into a reception area. If we go back to planning, we can figure out what the reception area is going to look like. And I reckon we go maybe 4 that way. And I'll tell you what we could do. We could maybe have it offset a little bit. So they come in and the reception area is sort of here. They get taken up into a holding cell or sort of carried around a little bit. That might actually work out, because then I could put my administration stuff down here. So let's do just that. Let's say that this is going to be our reception. We'll go 10 that way. And we'll just sort of line this all up. So very, very small reception area. That'll kind of work out, I reckon. So then they come up this way. We'll go through another little corridor of some sort. We'll go through a bit of a smaller corridor this time. In fact, we can go to object and say door, 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 and door. And the reception, if I remember right, needs a desk, a chair, and needs some tables as well. So we'll do some tables just like that, I reckon. So we can go 4 and 4 there. So that's going to be our reception area. Those are going to be doors, doors, and pathways, I guess, can go sort of like that a little bit. That's technically going to be inside, though, so that's not actually a pathway. So this is a little corridor that's going to lead up to what I reckon could be our holding cell. In fact, what we could do is go one further and say that the holding cell is going to be this space here. So we'll just sort of line it up with the fence over there. And I'm kind of thinking we'll keep it relatively small. Honestly, I don't think it needs to be too huge. We'll have room for a toilet in here, sort of a little bit private, and then we'll have room for beds up here and down here and all that kind of stuff. In fact, honestly, toilet can go down there. We'll say toilet right there. And beds, beds, beds the whole way across. And we need a bench as well. So that'll kind of work out. We can get a bed there and a bed there. And that's going to be the holding cell. I think that'll work out quite nicely. Over here could probably be our utilities, to be completely honest. So power plant, water pumping, all in that little space. But down here, I actually want to have room for offices. And offices need to be 4x4 on the inside. So what we'll do is come straight down here. And I'm going to make this secure as well, just so that if prisoners ever do manage to break out, they can't get directly into our offices. So if they need to be 4x4 on the inside, we want to go 4 there. And then we want to go 4 and across and there, and that is 4x4. Perfect. So then we go 5 up and back. That's another one. We go 5 across and back. That's another one. And we can actually bring this down. And I'm going to bring this down and around the whole thing, because I kind of like the idea of having it loop around a little bit. Just so that it's not too convenient for my prisoners should they ever go in a riot and try and get down here to kill people. So that right there, immediately, you know, 6 offices. I don't know how many offices I need. So I'm gonna say that we'll go for a few more. We'll go 5 there, straight up, straight across, and we'll go for 9 offices. And if we don't need 9 offices, then that's fine. We can totally turn them into something else. But this will kind of work out. I think we'll go for a little bit of added security as well, just in case. And we'll go ahead and get the doors onto all of those as well. So something just a little bit like that. Should look pretty good. I think we'll go for doors there and there as well. And then up here can lead into something or other. Now this is still technically a little corridor through here, so what I'm going to have that do is lead straight past this space. Straight across there, we'll have another little bit of a security checkpoint, or a series of security checkpoints, because this in here can actually be the yard, which I think will be kind of neat. And this back here is going to be a really weird space that we can't do a lot with. I'm not really sure what that could be either. Maybe storage, actually. What if I was to do this kind of thing? Go to objects and say rooms, storage is right there. Can I do that? I actually can. It's not technically inside, but that's fine. That can be storage at some point. Alrighty. It's a little bit out of the way, I know, but that seems okay. I think we can make that work, because this is going to be connected to other things. So this here is going to be a very, very small yard just to start with. We'll have a couple of entrances there. And honestly, we could probably get a couple of cells up here as well, but we need a few different things. We need a canteen, we need a kitchen, etc., etc. So I think what we'll do is say that this could maybe be a canteen, and then behind it could maybe be a kitchen. Alternatively, we could make it a bit bigger. I think we will, just because we want to be able to expand a little bit later and not have to rebuild the canteen immediately. So that can be the canteen, that can be the kitchen, and there's not really any easy access to the kitchen for the staff, so that's a bit unfortunate, but well, they're kind of just going to have to deal with that, unfortunately. There's not a lot I can do there. We'll maybe put a door in the back, but that's kind of an easy way out for prisoners. We'll see what we can do there. We'll see what we can do. Kitchen, canteen. We don't actually have a shower just yet. That's going to be a thing we need. I guess technically speaking, the shower could go out here, and then our utilities could go down here instead. So maybe we do that, although that's a little close to reception, now that I think about it. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I like it being that close to reception. I also reckon the door for the, holding cell should be here rather than in there, so it's through a couple of extra doors. Then we can put the bench down there. I think that'll work better, to be completely honest. And it means if I put a secure door there, again, you know, utilities, whatever, it's obviously more secure than it otherwise would have been. So this seems like a decent start. We're going to need to build all of this at some point. That's going to take some time. Also going to want to mark out where those gates are going, so right there and there. But I think, I mean, shower at this point, this is our yard. I think maybe we look into some cells. And if I remember right, cells have to be 3x2. So what we could do is have some walls sort of go this way, and we'll surround the yard. We'll keep the yard quite small. I kind of like the idea of keeping the yard kind of small. And I reckon, you know, something can continue down there for sure, but I reckon this is going to be the door. So they have to come right around, and then this is going to be our cell block. So we'll leave a gap on either side. And if it's 3 by 2, we can go like that. And we can go like that. And that's going to be 2 cells facing each other. Which is not an ideal way to get through there, but it gives us pretty good room. So 1, 2, 3. We can actually line this up kind of perfectly like that. So we have room for cells back there as well. Down here, we'll go 5. We'll go like that. And that's actually a little bit bigger than I want it to be, so just like that. So that works out, I think. I think that really works out. Let's go ahead and just line this up as best we can. So straight out like that. We'll put some walls through. These cells probably aren't going to get built for a good long time, to be completely honest. We're going to stick with a holding cell. We're going to stick with, well, we're going to stick with everything that we can stick with, just to make sure that we don't, you know, go too crazy here. But that's fine. This is, it's good to have this kind of planning going. It's gonna do me some favors a little bit later down the line, which, I'm definitely gonna be appreciating. Future me is gonna be really glad I did this. So we'll go ahead and do that. We can have a little door leading, through there. Get some doors on there as well. Get some doors on there, and we'll have some walls sort of come across. This little bit is a little bit, actually, you know what? We can have one entrance to this cell block. That's the way it's going to be. One entrance to the cell block, and it's that central door. So let's see, that's 3, 1, 2, 3, right across there. And straight down there like that. So that's going to be the one entrance to the cell block. The corridors are obviously a little bit bigger than they need to be, but that's fine. I don't really mind that too much. And I think what we could do is actually have the shower be right up here. I think that seems like a good idea. So let's go to walls. Let's just go like that, I suppose. And what we can actually do is put a little wall across there, put a little wall across there, and we're going to be able to get a lot of showers in there. So that'll work out. They all have to funnel out and up through all the secure doors to actually get to the showers, and I kind of dig that. So what else do we need? We have room for a holding cell, shower, yard, kitchen, canteen, 2 guards, 2 cooks. We need offices, a warden, finance, and an accountant. So with that in mind, we need to go to foundations. We need to get these built. I'm going to go with brick, because brick is kind of nice. And all of this needs built. This needs built. We will build the entire office block as well. And we need the showers. And I think the corridors could be a good idea as well. So we'll get all of that built. We could probably afford to build this cell block, but I'm just going to save the $28,000 that we have. And we'll let my builders go nuts and do their thing. In fact, while they're doing that, I am going to go ahead and get these fences going. And get them just coming around a bit like this. So all the way up to there, across, and down, and to there. So that should work out. They're going to take a little bit of time to do that, but that's okay. That's totally fine by me. We'll get all of that in. We'll get some deliveries at some point. The deliveries area is kind of packed at the moment, which is absolutely nuts. But there they go. Doing their thing. We'll have our reception. We'll have everything we need. In fact, I think I can probably go ahead and start getting a lot of that in there. In fact, I can't because it's technically all being built. Never mind. All right, we'll let the builders do their thing. It should be relatively quick. I reckon we could probably go ahead and hire the 2 guards and the 2 cooks right away. Not that they're going to do anything. We'll get them both hired because, you know, that's 2 things off of the basic detention center grant over here. And you really are taking your time. I guess they have to get rid of some trees, don't they? That's kind of fair enough. And a bunch of them are doing the fences as well. So again, that's kind of fair enough. I'm not too worried. We'll manage. We'll get everybody doing their thing. And, I mean, I could very well go ahead and hire more guards. Or, sorry, more builders. More guards? Why would I need more guards to speed up construction? More builders could definitely be hired, but I don't think that's going to do me too many favors either. So we'll be okay. I realize, though, a lot of this space actually needs entrances, so let's go ahead and start just dumping some doors in here. We actually don't have a lot of double doors around here, which is kind of good. So we'll go ahead and get a jail door there and there. There. And we actually are going to need a lot of these. which is kind of scary, honestly. Not really sure how to feel about all of the jail doors that we're needing here, but I'm sure we'll manage. We'll get a bunch of them in and just see what happens, I suppose. Hopefully nothing bad. Definitely hoping nothing bad comes of it. Good news is, though, fences are done. We are getting some exports, so even if I run low on cash, I mean, this guy's heading out with a bunch of logs, and any moment we'll be getting $800. So that got me the money back for 3 of the doors, which is nice. I'll take that. I do realize, actually, how do I turn off automatic lights? How do I turn off auto lights? There is a way to do this, and I don't... Oh, how do I do it? How do auto lights off? There we go. I want to place lights automatically. And there's been no... I don't think there's been any order to place lights just yet, so... We're okay. We're totally okay. And this is actually coming together really quickly, which is lovely. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Tell you what we could do, though, while we're waiting. Let's go ahead and say sell the tree. Or, sorry, dismantle the tree. And dismantle that tree. And all the trees out here as well. And the lights as well. You know what? We'll get rid of the lights. We'll put our own lights in here. It'll be good. We'll get rid of all of that. Momentarily. We can get some money from it. And it'll be beautiful. And I'm noticing, actually, we have got some lights in here. That's not really what I wanted, but it's happened. It's fine. We'll make it work. Are you guys... Oh, you are taking that wall down. Good. That's good to see. That's what I want. So we can get our fresh walls up here. This is all being constructed. There we go. I imagine the shower will probably be next. This bit down here needs to be built. Seems that we've missed a little bit there. That's kind of awkward. Anyone gonna build that? There's a bit right there. Just a bit right there really needs to be constructed. Anybody? No? Oh, no, this guy's got it. There we go. All right. So that should be the rest of the structure done. It absolutely is. We have a bunch of our doors in. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. So let's go to materials and let's start laying out all of these walls, which is going to be a very interesting process. So we need to get a bunch of these offices in. We really only need one of them to start with, which is fine by me. But we'll get these 6 at least built. I can actually go across here and just do all of this because I realize a lot of this space doesn't have doors on it yet. I think I can do that actually. Yeah, it just doesn't build where the doors are. That's perfect. So straight down there, straight across there, into here and there. We're missing doors in that spot. Missing doors there. We'll just build all of these, I suppose. Have I got all of them? No, I've not got these ones yet. So there and there. And that ought to work. That's going to be super expensive. 8,950 on bricks is a lot of money. But that's okay. Let's get some staff doors. These things are kind of expensive, but we'll go for 1, 2, and 3. We'll go for 1. You know what? We'll just get all of these. We might as well. And we'll just do staff doors down here as well. Makes it a little bit less secure, but I think we can manage. Let's see then. So rooms. Let's get our rooms. We need a holding cell. We need a shower. We need our reception. We are going to be needing some offices. So offices can go right there, there, and there. And we'll just mark out all of these because they're all going to be built at some point anyway, and marking out rooms doesn't really cost anything. What else do we need? A yard. We do need a yard. This is technically inside, which is actually a major problem. Apparently doesn't need to be outdoors, which is interesting. But I'd kind of like to bulldoze these foundations and have the yard be outdoors, to be completely honest. So the yard is done. We need a kitchen and a canteen. So the canteen's going to be there, and the kitchen is going to be back there. All right. So for doors on that, I reckon a nice sturdy jail door there. And I kind of want to get like a sturdy jail door back there, but I'm not going to do that just yet. We'll get all of that laid out. we do need to get some lights in here. So what if we were to do a couple of lights in the entrance? Do, I think, some lights sort of dotted around the place like this. We're gonna need a decent number of lights, basically. The prison is gonna be a little bit dark if we don't have them. But that's not, I don't think that's the biggest problem. We'll go ahead and just get all of those in there. We can double up sort of middle there, middle there. That, I think, kind of works. Kitchen can have a couple of lights like that. The holding cell can have lights dotted around like that. And the yard, I suppose, is going to have some lights in it as well. Then all of the offices can have lights in the corners. Just like so. And the corridor as well, I guess, technically needs a few little lights as well. So there we go. That'll keep that nice and bright. That'll hopefully make things work out. There we go. So we'll get all those installed. That was kind of expensive, which is kind of getting me a bit worried that we're not going to have enough money here, but we can sell things, so we'll be okay. Let's see. So the holding cell needs beds. The holding cell does need beds. We'll get a bed, we'll get a toilet, and we'll get a bench. And that'll technically be the holding cell done. The kitchen needs a single cooker. It needs a fridge, and it needs a sink. The canteen technically needs a table. Needs some benches. And needs a serving table. So serving table can go there. So that'll technically be the canteen, the kitchen, and the holding cells done. And that'll not be the yard done, but I think we might be getting there. The shower's over here. Let's go ahead and get a drain by the door. And throw some shower heads along there, there, and there. Those are quite expensive, but we'll get those placed in as well. None of that's gonna work. We don't have electricity, we don't have water, but we can get it all placed and we can get this grant, which is kind of what we're going for. So we'll be alright. We'll be alright. We also have more trees that we can sell. So again, you know, we'll be alright. We can totally make this work. We have so many things right here, and it's interesting seeing my builders just off managing trees. That's great. That is just what I want to see. You know, when we've got all these walls in to go in, all this stuff still needing placed. We apparently don't need electricity on these lights outside. That's kind of nice, honestly. That makes things a little bit easier, so that's beautiful. Is the kitchen, what does it need? A fridge. Doesn't have a fridge yet. Okay. Canteen doesn't have a serving table yet. Okie dokie. Holding cell is technically indoors. Doesn't have a toilet or a bench yet. So that'll get done very soon. The reception, I realize, needs office desk, table, and chairs. I suppose we can probably afford that. So office desk, chair, and tables. These are a little more expensive, but we'll throw all of them in since we can afford it. And the kitchen's actually done, which is fantastic. So I think we're going to be okay. We're going to get some money. If I can do this quick enough, we can actually get prisoners in day one, which would be beautiful. We'll go ahead and throw I think a power station sort of there. I think a water pump sort of there. And we can do a single capacitor right there as well. As for the cables, I mean, I think straight down my corridors is going to be one of the best spots. It's a little expensive, but I think this is the best way to do it. So straight through there. We do need it to connect straight up there. So what if we were to have it sort of go like that? So it's kind of always visible, the cable. We'll then have it link maybe straight out there. And that'll give us power. When all that's placed, that'll give us power, and that's gonna be fantastic. Obviously, my builders, a lot of work for them to do, a lot of things for them to do. They're gonna be working tirelessly. Good thing is, a lot of the lights are in, so that's nice.